TIFU by not listening to my teacher's advice, which caused me to get chased down by police. I'm in cosmetology school to be a barber. I've always had a really bad habit of being very disorganized when it comes to my stuff, like I was that person who would just stuff loose papers into my backpack rather than keep a binder or a folder. I'm the same way here. We have rolling cases that we put our things into, and while everyone else is pretty organized, my case is an absolute mess of random crap for my styling materials. I also tend to not put things in my case at all toward the end of the day, because sometimes they don't fit with the mess in there, so I just end up throwing loose items into the trunk of my car before I go home. My instructor has told me several times that I need to make sure that all of my stuff is organized so that I can find what I need quickly. I kept telling her I would, but of course I reverted back to my old habits. After class today, I couldn't fit the mannequin practice heads into my case because it was full of random junk, so I just yeeted them, along with the rest of my stuff, into my trunk and started to head home. As I was driving on the highway, someone was tailgating me while I was in the far right lane, so of course I was thinking that they were being a gigantic asshole, so I switched lanes. They immediately switched lanes as well and continued to tailgate me. I switched lanes a couple more times and they continued to follow me every time. I was starting to get nervous because I had no idea WTF their issue was. Finally, they took an exit while I kept going down the highway. After about 10 minutes, I saw flashing blue and red lights coming from behind me, so I switched lanes to give more room for the cop to go by. However, the cop pulled up right behind me and continued flashing its lights. Then I saw more cop cars to my left and behind me. I was confused as to what was going on, but my exit came up and I took it, and all of the cop cars followed me. So at this point, I'm just thinking they're responding to an emergency to wherever I'm going. Suddenly, one of them pulls up right in front of me and I realize I'm getting boxed in, so I pull over. To my horror, they all follow me as I'm pulling over, so now I'm realizing that I'm getting in trouble for something. I roll down my window and a flashlight got shined in my face, and there's a cop yelling at me to step out of the vehicle with my hands up. So at this point, I'm basically about to shit my pants because I have no idea what's going on. Another cop starts yelling to open my trunk, so I do, still confused as to what's going on. Well, apparently what happened was that when I threw all of my stuff into my car, one of the mannequin heads rolled towards the trunk door before I closed it. When I closed it, I didn't realizing that the wig that was on the head, which I used for styling practice, got caught in the door, so a bunch of hair was sticking out of the trunk door, making it look like I had a person in the trunk and had clothes on their hair. The person who was tailgating me earlier was calling 911 and giving them my license plate number, thinking that they were reporting a case of kidnapping or something. Needless to say, I sat down and organized all of my stuff tonight. TLDR. Teacher told me to stop being a messy bitch, kept ignoring her, and I threw my practice heads for cosmetology school into my trunk, not realizing I closed the trunk on the attached wig, making a bunch of hair stick out and making it look like a person was in my trunk. Yikes, dude. What a feeling. Ooh, someone in trouble. It's me. I'm someone. Quote. In the future, if a cop is behind you with the lights on, then pull over immediately if you're already in the right lane. If you're in the middle lane, immediately change lanes. If he follows, pull over immediately. This will make whatever you're being stopped for go much smoother. So a cop with flashing sirens comes up behind you and you think, yeah, they're probably going somewhere else, and you continue driving. Cool story, bro. I'm curious as to how this was explained to the cops and what their reactions were. Congratulations on not getting a Darwin Award for your troubles. Your bigger TIFU was for some reason not believing they were pulling you over when it was obvious they were. I mean, come on. You could have gotten arrested based on that alone. That's one way to learn. Glad it worked out okay in the end. Beyond the police, being organized will make your clients feel better. It's classier and implies you probably do a good job sanitizing your equipment. If I was getting my hair or nails done and they had a little box of horrors, I probably wouldn't go back unless the work was stellar. I always threw my heads in my back window of my old car. And you didn't get shot. What did the cops say after you opened the trunk for them? Being organized makes life so much easier, aesthetically pleasing and hygienic. My inner Marie Kondo feels triggered. Tears of joy, tears of joy. And then what happened with the cops? Jesus, this was painful to read. Like, get to the freaking point already. This could have been shortened by a lot. I cannot understand why people do not keep things like this organized. What possible positive can there be from just shoving things down and then search for it when you need it?